I've been building on the research that I started on the Cobb skeletal collection, which is housed here. And so I've been doing more in-depth research about neighborhoods in Washington, D.C. There have been some really useful materials in American University's library that have helped me to flesh out the deeper historical context that I've been developing. I enjoy not only seeking guidance, but I kind of come over to talk to the librarian and say hi and talk about research and what's going on. So I think in terms of kind of cultivating my place here, how I feel a part of the AU community, the librarians have a lot to do with that. Oh, okay, well, God bless the GIS Lab, because when I was a doctoral student, all of the kind of mapping software and mapping instruments that were available were just primitive. I mean, beyond primitive. There are so many things that you can do now in terms of mapping and greater precision in mapping that weren't possible when I produced the map for my dissertation. Megan in particular and other folk at the GIS Lab were really, really helpful in helping me to kind of update, to bring my maps into the 21st century, and it's really added additional context. I have a much more precise kind of picture or rendering of that now, thanks to the GIS Lab. The social science librarians that we've had since I've been here have been phenomenal. They've been so helpful, let me say, to me as a professor, helping me to enhance my students' research skills. I mean, the extent to which I can contribute to their development as researchers has so much to do with the guidance of our social science librarians who come and speak to my classes fairly often. Now, there are things that they tell the students that actually end up applying to me as a researcher. You know, as in, oh, that's how you properly do a search so that you can get just the information that you need and kind of do away with the tangential sources. So I've kind of learned through having one-on-one meetings with them, but also by way of them guiding my students. So one of the things I like to impart to my students is how important it is to actually go to the library to do research as opposed to just Googling things. You know, students tend to think, oh, well, I can Google it and I bring up a million hits and this is great, when there's actually an art. Research is a skill, right? And we can't take that for granted. So I enjoy imparting that to the students. My proudest accomplishments really revolve around my students. And that's something I have to say I didn't expect to feel or to think when I started teaching. But it really does revolve around that. I love being a researcher. I love the research that I do. And I'm very proud and very grateful when it's recognized. So for instance, being invited to do the Science and Society lecture this year at NYU is a great honor. At the same time, there's something else that I get from advising a doctoral student and kind of guiding that person through and out of the program where they become a colleague of mine. And then I see them go on and do amazing things. So I enjoy that. And then I also enjoy that in my undergraduate classes. You know, and so that makes me proud. I'm proud of them.